Hey, I'm Grant Reynolds. I'm a sommelier, and this is a bottle of wine. It's 1978 Petrus. It is a fancier thing than me. Petrus, the name of the winery, 78 the vintage. Delicious Bordeaux vintage, but not one of the more expensive ones. And we sound kind of like jerks saying there's value in Petrus because it's not a cheap bottle of wine, but this is pretty special stuff. Some other great wines in 1978. Burgundy, the Rhone, and Barolo too. Pomerol, this is the town within Bordeaux. It's on the right bank. The grape here is 100% Merlot. So what we did is we stood it up for a couple of days, and all the sediment now will rest on the bottom. Think of it like a snow globe. There's all of this sediment. It's like wine dust. If you tip it, you really mess up the bottle of wine. It just won't taste as delicious. We're gonna decant it off the sediment. We're gonna wash the bottle out, then decant the wine back into it, put a cork in it, jump in a cab, go to dinner, then drink it free of the sediment. I think it's a move everybody should do, especially with older wines if you're going out to dinner. If you're going to a friend's house with a bottle of 78 Petrus, they better be a good friend. Don't toss the wine around all of that time that you left it standing in the fridge. I'm not gonna do this sitting down. I'm just out of shape on opening old wine. This is a Duran. This is a really essential tool. So the way you use a Duran is you screw it down just like you would a regular wine key. And then you have these two pliers on the side and you put them in between the cork and the glass. Whoop, slide it in, it should go pretty easy. Next thing is you twist it out of the bottle until you get to the bottom. Leaves the cork intact. Sick. When you decant a bottle, you definitely need a light. The iPhone actually is one of the better lights. Once you commit, you can't stop until it's totally done. Otherwise, you pretty much ruin the whole process. So when you're decanting and you get to, I don't know, like 75% of the bottle, start to slow down because you'll see a little bit of dust from the sediment. And then you just pull back. And what you have left is all chunks. Chunks. If somebody leaves that on your table, don't pour it into your clean wine. Holy shit, this smells so good. I mean, it's crazy. Old Bordeaux definitely smells like fresh leather, like a car seat if you go into like a cowboy boot store, in a good way. It's so pretty. Look at my swirl. It's crazy. In my experience, Petrus can be really chocolatey and quite dark and pretty powerful. This 78, I think, is a combination of how the wine is aged and also product of the vintage. But the wine is actually much more of a medium-bodied wine. In 1978, it was super, super cold and it was really rainy, so it kept the ripeness and the alcohol levels down. It tastes much more like dried raspberries, dried strawberries, rather than like figs and plums and kind of darker fruit. Bottle of wine is clean now. We just emptied it out. We're gonna put it back in the bottle so it doesn't get too much air. So pretty straightforward. We just pour it in. You can use a funnel, but I've done this a couple of times. I mean, come on. That's fucking good. There's this crazy thing that somebody told me once, that there's more Petrus consumed in Las Vegas every year than is actually made. There's a lot of fake Petrus. True story.